This tip right here is genius, dare I say it, revolutionary for travel in D&D. I've never thought about this before, but so little campaigns are like Lord of the Rings, where like the story is the traveling and it is the adventure. This is such a good way to incorporate that and lessen the load, your DM load as well.
I've always imagined characters sitting around a campfire, swapping stories about their life and role-playing together. But in my experience, this is rare. Some players find it awkward, and it can be tricky to know what to even talk about.
A lot of people that are new to D&D aren't going to be really good at role-playing in character with other people at the table. What this guy suggests is so smart to help solve that problem.
I'm leaning on gameplay to fill in that gap. I ask my players for important events from their backstories. Then, when they're camped out, we jump to a memory in a sort of flashback or bottle episode. Maybe the first time the fighter wielded a sword was defending their uncle from goblins. Instead of just telling that story, the other players take over as goblins against the player and their uncle. Or maybe the cleric made a name for themselves by outing the corrupt members of their temple. That campfire session could be like a game of werewolf, where everyone, including the cleric, gets to see how the investigation actually played out.
This is genius, guys. This is so smart. I cannot believe I've never thought about this before. The players get to bring aspects of their backstory into the campaign, and you could even have them DM it. You could have it do a one-shot, or you could have it be a 1 to 3 shot. And it's a great way to get the players involved. It is a great way to learn more about the world that's at large. And then you as the DM can tie elements of these backstories that you guys are playing through in these one-shots into the greater narrative as you guys are traveling a long distance elsewhere. So many times with travel, we just make it a single roll, or even just like a single encounter, like, hey, you're walking, and then all of a sudden you guys hear a twig snap and an owlbear jumps out and you gotta fight the owlbear. Or, you know, you're walking around and all of a sudden a wyvern comes out of nowhere and starts attacking you because you're walking in its territory, you know, whatever it is. And then after that, in one encounter or that one roll where it's like, make a survival roll, how well do you guys march through the dark forest, or how well do you guys walk up the side of the cold mountain? Travel's done, you know, it's that quick sometimes. You could base an entire campaign around this, where you're like, okay, your group of characters has to go and accomplish this task, and along the way, it's a really long route. We're going to learn about all these characters and realize that all of the characters' backstories are connected, and as we learn more about it, hype suggestion from Ryan.